Hello, everybody. My name is Jonathan, and this is On the Mat. The date today is July 5th. God bless America, because today it's actually
July the 4th.
July the 4th in America. So,
Right.
God bless Donald Trump, and God bless Joe Biden, and
Hey,
everybody. Actually,
did you
speaking
watch
of
that? Did you watch the
The
debate?
debate? I
Yeah.
did watch about half an hour of it, and then I couldn't take it anymore. It was...
I was like, dude,
Yeah, Joe Biden just made me lose all my energy. He was almost like he. I think that what we learned from that debate was that Joe Biden is no longer with us.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, he's in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure
Already.
in heaven?
Yeah, he
or
passed away. He actually
somewhere?
passed away and he's gone.
Yeah.
So rest in peace, Joe Biden. I know your body is still
He's still here in.
moving around and
Yeah.
still somehow in charge of the land of the free and the home of the brave, but
But he's no longer here.
but
with
he's
us.
no longer here with
Yeah.
us. So yeah.
This life.
Huh?
No longer with us on this life.
Yeah.
He's alive, but
He's alive, but he's no
not
longer with
alive.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you guys don't really care about my opinion about the debate because I'm not a politician, but
I know what Trump was like thinking the whole time, just looking at him. You know, there was
actually a
there
point in the
instant-
conversation where he was like, I don't know what this guy, I don't know what he was saying,
Yeah.
but like, I have no idea what you just said, but and then he goes on and says his thing. And he's like, there's one thing where he was talking to Joe Biden, was like, we killed, or what did he say? We something to Medicare. He's like, yeah, you absolutely killed Medicare. Anyways, it was like,
Oh, like the fund or something, and Trump's trying to.
yeah,
Like-
I can't remember exactly, but it was just the state of politics in the United States is just kind of entertaining for us here. But the U.S. kind of leads the way on, of democracy and the free. It's kind of like the capital of the free world, and so we look to you guys. And so when we see you guys imprisoning, or trying to imprison or impeach, former presidents, it scares us because those are the things that is happening in countries like Fiji, and it scares us here. And so when we see our, the capital of the land of the free, the capital of lands of the free, and the capital of democracy in the world, like trying to imprison each other, it's like it feels like we're going down a dark path. And so, yeah, I don't even think Trump had like an amazing showing. I think he was actually like, what he showed was that, like, to me, was that he could be cool, calm, and collected. Like, he didn't really get outlandish, and we're just used to Trump being outlandish, and he didn't really say anything. There was no really like crazy, I can't believe that Donald Trump said
Just
that
said that,
moments.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there was nothing in that. Like, he didn't, I think maybe even he realized, like, oh, I don't have to do anything. I just actually, the advantage for me today is just to be normal, because when people see that Joe Biden is no longer with us and that he actually passed away, days before this debate, and it's just his dead corpse on the stage, that they're going to obviously vote for me. And I think that was a good play by him, that they saw that he could actually be like a moderate human being without being outlandish and saying crazy things, and I think he did that. So I think the Democratic Party is just running, trying to figure out like who can replace Joe Biden, and I don't know how it works, but I don't know if like Kamala Harris, his vice president, is his next, like if they were to annex him as the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party, I don't know if Kamala Harris is like automatically the next person in charge of, like, or is the next person in line, or which way they can go, because the way the system works, the election system works in the United States, is that like they kind of eat their own. Like, well, they're in competition with each other until each party chooses their nominee, and they kind of like badmouth each other. But I guess in the end, then they throw their what do they call it? Like, they support. They say, like, like if, like, say when Ron DeSantis like governor of Florida gave up his, his presidential run. He was like, okay, I now endorse Donald Trump, right? And so like, I don't know who would, maybe Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. That's probably who would be second up, I guess, to Biden, which would be just the worst for the world.
Yeah, I hope Trump wins.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, me too. Me too.
What about this grog, man? Show everybody.
Oh yeah, so this is the.
Yeah, Dad's in the chat.
Oh yeah. Woo! So we packed this. We got to biosecurity now, so
Okay.
it's all tagged and ready to go back to Canada. Yeah. So this is the grog from the mountain, way in the distance over there, from Natarusa. That's what we call that place.
Oh, Kubukilet.
the Angona from Natarusa. So this is Senganga homegrown. 4 years.
Miao salad yan eh. Memoyang ko na.
So here's the first taste of the.
First taste.
First taste of my hand.
Dad saying Fiji vs Georgia coming up tomorrow. How's it?
Pure.
Yeah?
Yeah, tastes good.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
No, it tastes like really good.
Yeah.
That's the best one I think I've had myself. When it comes to what you expect for a taste. Like it's not really sosoko, but you can tell it's gonna be strong. It's gonna cripple.
It's not too brown. It's not too white. It's in
And like after you drink it, like it really like it hits you in your soul. Bula.
This is you.
Si Druyoso.
Hey,
Bula.
Bula, everybody.
Bula Skelly,
Oh.
Bula Jolal.
Bula Kroy.
Optimum Prime.
Optimum. What do you think? Normal? Normal?
Huh?
Normal. No, like it feels stronger.
Yeah.
Like now my mouth is starting to like numb a little bit.
Hey, Paulo.
This one is always going to be better
Bula,
than
bula.
Cava, Krog.
Ooh, actually this is like, it's sosoko. Or
No,
no?
this one was. Hey, it's Osoko.
Eh? So?
I don't know.
Yes, here she is.
Dad's saying, remember I placed my order already. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's 6 kilos coming, so you're safe. Maybe I'll send the rest to EC. I don't know. EC, if you're watching, do you want some? There's some to be had.
So, Steph is going.
Yeah, this stuff's here for one last debate. This is the great debate.
When I'm coming back.
Hopefully,
You putting that on?
we'll see you
trying to.
come back.
Hopefully you come back.
Hopefully, you come back.
Don't find a new husband there.
That's what Nana said.
Oh, that's actually why. That's why I said that.
It's literally what your grandma said.
Yeah. Find one guy over there.
And I told her, don't find one here while I'm away too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there such thing? Have you heard of like an old like Fijian lady like getting married again? Old like I mean like 80s.
Well, I feel like that's not common anywhere.
No, but it happens. Like
Like my grandma.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Have you ever heard of it?
Men
Men?
normally.
Yeah, men normally.
Yeah, because we want to like help women.
Normally. Men normally.
Yeah,
Help
men
women.
normally.
Well, it also is because most men die way before women. And in Fiji, the life expectancy for men is, I think, age 45. So there's probably like a lot of old women and not a lot of old men. So their chance of getting remarried is not that bad.
And it's easily too for the men to get remarried than women.
Yeah, because when there's
Yeah, well,
one man
I
and
think
20
like
women.
as a
okay.
man, if I'm single, I'm thinking, you know what, these women need a protector, so I should,
Yeah,
marry one to protect them.
yeah.
Yeah, because they need me.
You just actually said the other day that you did not identify as a protector, as a husband.
What do you identify as?
Which I thought was kind of like funny. I'm like, well, that's not quite accurate, but that was what you were saying to me.
Yeah, like my default is not to like hold my wife's hand as she crosses the road to make sure that like I'm like get onto the road and like there's a gap, poof, shoot the gap, and like where are you?
John said to me the first year we were married, or no, it must have been the second year we were married. My brother was holding his wife's hand across the road, and then John's like, if you can't cross the road by yourself, you deserve to get hit by a car. Not like,
So that explains it all, right?
which I was like, well, I'm glad you have confidence that I can cross the road alone. That's
Yeah.
how I took it. But also at the same time, I was like, wow. You too, honey. If I have to hold your hand crossing the road, you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because I think
The other side and push
I
him.
see people. I see people. I see people like your dad and your brother, and I'm like, oh, I'm not like them.
But
So-
my family is like pretty extreme. I feel like let's say when I was a kid, and anyone in the comments can mention if their parents were like that, or I mean their father was like this. But like as a child, if I was walking down the street with my dad, he would never let me walk on the roadside. He would put me on the inside and walk by the cars,
Yeah.
like
That's-
things
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I don't know, but
That's
like
normal.
you never have done that.
For our kids, yeah.
No, but no, for our children,
Not
yes.
for you, you
He would
grown
do that,
woman.
but he would do that with my mom. That's what I'm saying. He does that with my mom.
You said kids.
But I'm saying when I was a kid.
Oh,
This is, yes. Or even now, he'll still do that. He's like,
I can't remember the last time I walked on the road with you, or side of a road. But like, if I'm on a sidewalk,
right.
if I'm on a sidewalk, I'm like,
yeah,
we're safe.
we should be good,
Yeah.
hopefully. Yeah, but it's mostly like the gesture. Not that I'm saying I need it at all. That we're good. I'm just saying that's what my
Well,
dad
women
did
like
growing
you
up.
couldn't deal with a protector type of person.
Oh yeah, it'd probably drive me nuts. If
Yeah.
you were like, here, walk on the inside, I'd be like,
Hold my hand.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would, yeah, that's right. But
Do you think husbands should be protectors?
well, you do save me from the mice in our house.
That's true.
So, you know, there has to be something. If you wouldn't do that, I would not be happy. See, I save you from the spiders, and you save me from the mice.
Mice.
True.
So, yeah.
It works well. It works
I
well.
can't do the mice. Actually, the other day, John speared one.
Oh yeah, in our room.
Yeah, he took his spear gun, and like speared one up in
Yeah.
our closet. There's so many right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys should come stay with us.
everywhere.
$500 a night.
Yeah, and I'll give you $500 back if you kill a mouse.
Oh
Ooh, incentive, come stay.
no, don't. I'll take the $500.
Oh, well, yeah, go for it. I will pay you out of your bank account.
Sure,
You only just pay the kids. Kill the rat.
dude. Pay them. They.
$100 a rat.
Yeah, that'd be great, actually. If it gets any,
just going around.
if it gets any worse, we'll just tell that to the whole village of kids, and they can just spend the night rat killing in our house. They might even crawl up in the ceiling.
Sure.
A question from Inise. Can you supply Cava to Queensland?
To Queensland. Yeah, I just have to find out the rules and regulations.
Where's
yeah.
Queensland?
Australia.
Oh, Australia.
Wow, we apologize for that.
I
apologize for that.
don't. I don't know where that. It's like me being like, oh, can you send it to, I don't know.
Saskatchewan. You
what's
send
the-
it to New Brunswick.
Yeah, but that's a province. Queensland is not a province, is it?
Yeah.
Isn't it that a city
New
or a
South,
town?
New South Wales.
Oh, I'm
Western
way off, guys.
Australia.
Sorry.
What?
I'm way off.
Really?
Can't say geography was ever my best class.
Oh,
So.
wow.
That's the one thing.
Queensland's not a province.
Well, I thought Queensland was a city or something, like a town.
No, it's
I didn't know it
definitely
was
a province.
Sorry.
Yeah.
State, it's a state.
Did the, oh,
Queensland
there you
state
go.
is
So
a
he
state.
probably knows its states.
Oh,
They have
is it
states.
a, does Australia have states or
States.
They have states. Kiwi's probably, or Croy's probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
See,
it's states
this
of
is why
origin.
I have always said Australians are like Americans and Kiwis are like Canadians.
Okay, so they have states and territories.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
It's west.
And we have provinces
take it
and
back. I
territories.
take it back.
Yeah, province and territory.
And territories, but I don't know if if America has other
Okay.
than states. I think they just have states.
How many states can you guys name?
In
I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I only know two.
Which one?
Queensland,
Okay.
Yeah.
South Wales.
Yeah.
Queensland, South Wales. What else?
There's another one on the west.
West?
But,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, these are really easy, guys.
Oh, I don't know.
You have Western Australia.
Yeah.
west.
Northern
Territory
and South,
South
Australia.
Australia.
They made it really simple over there.
Oh, yeah.
But the Queensland, the New South Wales is just from the.
And then is Tasmania its own state?
Tasmania is an island.
Yeah, it's an island off to the
not
south.
Australia.
Tasmania?
Tasmania.
Tasmanian devil.
What is the, like,
Yeah,
what's-
Tasmania looks like it is its own state. Tasmania.
Well, I'm going to ask you.
Oh, and Victoria. Sorry, I forgot about
Oh,
Victoria.
okay. I'm going to ask you this geography question off screen so I don't look like a moron later.
So
but
Sydney,
remember to ask
Sydney
me.
is in which state?
Queensland.
I'm going to go with South Australia. No, I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with South Australia.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
yeah.
Who?
Sydney.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
No idea.
New South
New South
Wales.
Wales.
Yeah.
Okay, south.
Brisbane is Queensland.
Queensland.
Okay, I was close, right? I was pretty close.
Yeah. Adelaide.
I'm going to go with Western Australia.
Queensland.
Yeah. Oh, Queensland. Okay.
Uh,
South Australia.
south.
Perth.
It's in South Australia?
West Australia.
Perth? I don't know. West. Let's just go west. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to hit one. If I just keep going west, it'll work eventually. I was very good at multiple choice in school.
Anyways,
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What?
Oh, this one.
If I do all C's, then
Yeah.
my likelihood of getting
Yeah, you get 1 or 2 out of 100.
that's terrible. You know, when you didn't study and you're just
Yeah.
like, all right, and then you're.
How do you do it? How do you do it though?
Huh?
I usually count. I was like, my favorite number is 7. So when
Oh,
I'm
just
like
do-
stuck, I'm like,
Ours were not
take
always.
this one. Circle.
It depends on the test. If ABC was always in order, then I would mix it up. But if it was like ABC was always mixed up, like on the order, I would just do the middle.
Middle.
Yeah. Yeah. Pick the middle answer. Just say it's in the middle.
you guys are idiots.
Well, I was not an excellent student and I never studied. And so sometimes it just came down to like answer in the middle. And I still passed everything. I never failed once.
Yeah.
So
I do that when I'm stuck, when I don't know a question, multiple questions. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I do this. Right, I count. My
Count.
favorite number is 7.
Favorite
so
number, yeah.
wherever like it's hit 7.
Yeah.
So I go.
Really?
and you know what?
Wow.
And
Let's
sometimes
ask
I get
really
it, sometimes I don't.
who's actually smarter in this
See,
situation.
that's different. Sometimes I got it, and sometimes I don't.
You know, but listen,
I don't know.
who's smarter in that
a
situation?
non-statement.
The person that didn't have to study and still passed, or the person that studied and passed?
Okay.
Who's smarter in that situation?
Well, I guess that depends on your definition of smart.
Okay.
Because if you are smart as far as like thinking ahead, then you would be a person who would study because that is the smart thing to do.
He would answer like this.
But if
He's
you're
definitely
just
the person that
book-
didn't study that. That's kidding.
if you're just naturally smart, then that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you're just
You can be smart and
naturally
stupid at the
lucky,
same
baby.
time.
I was telling Tui, the only class in English that I really excelled in was Shakespeare. We had to do a lot of Shakespeare growing up, and it was all about deciphering like poetry and the deeper meaning of it. And that was like the only way I passed.
Something's rotten in the state of Denmark.
Yeah,
Lele.
I was just good at it. Otherwise, I don't know. I hit 3 years of learning about Greek mythology, and I hit 3 years of Shakespeare. Don't know what happened. That was just how it rolled, and I crushed
So
it.
something's rotten in the state of Denmark is from what?
I have no idea.
Really?
I don't. I do not roll with
Juliet, let your hair down.
It was just the movie, like Romeo and Juliet, and
know.
she does not let her hair down. That's
Who lets-
Rapunzel, honey.
Rapunzel.
John's trying to sound real smart. Juliet, where art thou?
Where art
there
thou?
you
Oh,
go. My gosh,
I'm mixing
throw
too.
your hair down. Well, honey, it doesn't hang that far.
Oh, that's what Corey was saying to Tui this morning.
Must be the Cava. Huh?
Hey, Tui. Oh, this side is louvers. Throw your hair outside.
That's funny.
Oh, that's freaking.
So now we know what's wrong in Denmark. Got a little.
How was that sunset yesterday?
Dude, so nice.
Ooh, yeah, we did that. The video
I didn't want to
shoot.
tell people about that place.
Yeah, don't.
Why?
But there's
It's
this-
being developed.
Is it like a public knowledge, that place?
Sure.
Yeah?
The Chinese development of Walambasa with the most amazing.
View ever.
Do you have a picture anywhere? You can airdrop to me from your computer or anything?
yeah, right.
Airdrop me a picture.
But if they do make an immaculate, amazing hotel, we don't need to leave this island anymore. We can holiday there.
Oh, 100, baby.
Great.
100.
And travel in Fiji is so expensive right now. You're going to want to stay on this island and just spend your
Oh.
money at the hotel.
That stuff is
Strong?
very strong.
Like,
It's not drunk. It's a good drunk. In my dad's words. When he was bringing a mission team here.
oh,
Like, so when you drink it, like you're saying you get drunk? And he was like, he didn't mean it like that, but he was like, no, it's kind of like drunk, but it's not drunk. It's like
Good
good drunk.
it's funny.
Good drunk being at the end of the night. You're like,
Yeah, that's not for me.
no?
No.
You need uppers?
Well, I don't like the quieter it gets. Like the longer people hang out, the less people talk. It's hard for me. I'm like, I could be alone in my room watching a show being silent. That's kind of
Yeah.
like, if we're going to be here, talk
This
to me.
question, how much do you guys spend / save a day, week, month? Well, right now we don't save anything.
Oh, like in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
money
the
in,
unique
money
thing,
out.
yeah. With us, like obviously we encourage savings, and savings is the thing that allowed us to come to Fiji originally.
Yeah.
Because we originally had a
Yeah.
service-based business that was somewhat successful in Canada. There wasn't a lot of assets or upfront capital needed to start that business,
Yeah.
and so we were able to start a business without needing to borrow money,
Which is
and
great.
and have
That
loans.
business is built off of sweat, which, is one form of business that you can do.
What do you mean?
Like,
Off of services?
no, like we built it off of just me working and,
Yeah.
and building up clients instead of having to put a lot of money into
Yeah.
something.
And so now being in Fiji, like farming, like a cafe, even doing the media stuff, like that takes real assets, which is real money. And so because we're not a corporation and we don't have investors, that means that we are the business. And
Yeah.
so our saving is non-existent right now because we're growing businesses so that we can eventually save money.
When
and
you're
so
trying to-
our money is the business's money right now.
Yeah, and when you're trying to grow at a quicker pace, you hire quickly. Where in Canada, like we had our business for, I think, 11 years before we left it, and we did not have employees the whole time. Like I think the first few years,
No, you had the employee second year.
the second year, but near
Anita?
the end, oh, she was the worst employee ever.
Okay, we can't say names. Sorry.
Well, whatever. She'll never see this anyway. But she was the worst.
Yeah, she was pretty bad.
Like, this is a big deal, is the hiring process and like the people that you pick in your business. And when I was young, I picked poorly because I didn't know who I was looking for, what personalities would work with my personality, who would be a good fit. And we were in a client's house one day, and I remember instructing her to do something over because cleaning
You're not
is
really answering the question. You're going
What?
on like
It's
hiring
okay.
now.
We'll come back.
Okay. I just don't see how this comes back.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Proceed with how you would like
you're
to
hiring.
answer.
You're hiring.
Okay, just checking. And then we were in a client's house, and then she started, yeah, your eyes should look like that. That's what her eyes looked like after. She started arguing with me about not needing to redo something, even though it was not done properly. And we were in a client's house, and she was fighting with me, and the client was home, and we were in the living room, and she was like arguing with me in public, and I was so embarrassed. And it was just a very good lesson on business etiquette, who to hire, what personalities are going
Suitable.
to be inappropriate. Yeah. But anyway, when we were young and we had double income in Canada, we did a lot of saving then.
Yeah, we were, like my rule of thumb is like 20%. So if you get your paycheck, like 10% of it is tithe, 20% of it is savings, and then the rest you can divvy up. And that's
Yeah.
just that was just easy for us to have times what, okay, I got a paycheck for $1,000. All right. Times by 0.1, $100 goes to the tithing account. Times by 0.2, $200 goes into savings, which is just just for a rainy day or for the thing that you've been wanting to get for a long time that you just keep delaying. And then the other 700 of that 1,000 would be groceries, rent, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and you normally pay your rent first, and then you figure out what your bills are. If you have a phone bill, you have groceries. Groceries is probably the most, for me, flexible thing to deal with because you can kind of sort out what you can buy. Maybe you cannot buy a whole chicken. Maybe you buy mince.
When I was in
instead.
charge of our budget, it was freaking dialed.
Yeah, John's a
Dialed.
spreadsheet budgeter, and I'm more of like an emotional, like feel it out budgeter.
Yeah, hence
Go.
why we have no savings left.
Okay, definitely not true. You had no savings when you were doing it.
Yeah.
John's just more meticulous. Like he'd have alerts when things were coming out, and I just generally knew how much was coming out of the bank account.
I just knew exactly what days like all the bills came out, and I'd make sure that like we had all the money that we needed in the bills account.
But let's be honest, when I was the accountant in Canada, you got to buy more fishing gear than you did on your own budgeting.
Yeah, because I'm more strict.
Yeah.
Because when
so
I'm
you're
doing the
welcome.
budgeting,
I didn't spend it. You spend it. You're like, can I buy this? I'm like, all right.
yeah, no, I've used and abused your
My generosity?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll go buy a $5 shirt and John's
your
like,
authorization, really.
how dare you go shopping? I'm like, oh, come on, John.
Dude, that stuff is like very strong.
Anyway, in
Yeah?
Fiji for saving, I think,
I feel like
stop, who cares? You
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
drink it
You
then.
feel kabor.
Complaining.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
feel
you're
like I'm
allowed
gonna
to do
throw up.
that. You guys can put in the comment section, are you allowed to complain while you drink Cava?
oh
Huh? Is that?
Are you complaining?
me.
Yeah, he's like, I think I'm
Yeah, I'm
gonna
like if
throw
I feel like if I had 10 bowls of that, I'd feel like I need to throw up.
That means a good grog then.
Is that no?
Is
Come
that-
on,
that's the
are you
word.
making that up?
No,
That's
no,
the
no,
funniest
really.
thing.
If it's
That means
not,
it's
then
quality.
You'll sit for long and long until.
No, because I already feel like kind of like kind of like that, like it's coming up in my throat.
That's
kind
your
of thing.
hand. Your hand.
Your hand. Your hand. You
Oh.
follow.
You planted this.
And looked after
Now
it.
you can
Hand of a grog.
No, I can't say no.
can beat your hand.
Hey.
Faster than me.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
sorry,
Okay.
you say-
Okay,
I
so
don't
that's-
know.
Yes,
These
yes,
people
yes,
are
yes.
inappropriate and
Interrupted the
annoying.
stuff.
That's the Waka family savings profile.
Yeah. What?
What's farm life? What's farm life like in Fiji for you? It is a lot of research and development, and it is relaxing in a way because when like farming is pretty simple. If you, it depending on the way you want to do farming. But like my purpose for coming back to our roots, like Waka, it's in our roots, is that like I don't just come back. There's actually a lot of people who come to Fiji from overseas and they just like live off the land and they do their own thing and enjoy their life for themselves. But like that's not why I'm here. It's not like I could enjoy my life for myself in Canada. I can also do the same thing for myself in Fiji. We could do the same thing.
Yeah.
But like that doesn't get us excited. Like to create opportunities where like there was no opportunity gets me excited. And so to do farming in like a bigger way that requires employees, not because I just want employees, but because I want people to have a reason to stay here because we're losing our roots when people leave. And so the farming in that way puts a lot of stress on everybody because it takes a long time and a lot of investment to figure out, how to do what you need to do. Like we have a tractor, we have, tens of thousands of dollars of equipment, and we still need irrigation, and we still need water pumps and boreholes and all that kind of stuff to make it like a viable big operation.
Yeah.
And so the farm life is long and strenuous and hard and frustrating a lot of the times because of the way we're trying to do farming. And so, and there's just not a lot of people, like we're not in Singatoka where there's lots of people to kind of like look at what they're doing and try to help you along the way, or come, hey, these plants aren't doing very good. Like they did good last cycle, but now they're not doing good. Do you mind when you're driving by just to give me a hand, just tell me what you think? There's nobody like that here.
Yeah.
And so that makes farm life hard. But farm life's also awesome because the kids can ride their bikes out and they love to, you guys see the videos, them hanging out at the farm and riding the bikes back and forth and eating rotaro and noodles and stuff like that. Varra. So that's also awesome. Yeah.
I don't go to the farm much.
Yeah.
I help you water sometimes or pick beans when it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is Senganga? I love it here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It's the freaking place to be. Big metropolis, water slides, movie theaters, theme parks,
That's funny.
waterfront. Like, it's got it all.
Waterfront. Well, right now we're waterfront. By next year we'll be bushfront,
Bushfront.
maybe, which will suck a little bit. No water.
I don't mind bushfront. Are you a rugby player?
Used to be, and then
Used
he
to
had
be.
to make a choice.
And then I got married.
No, well, that's not true.
Ah,
That's not true. Then you tore your ACL.
it's true.
And
right
I
after
and
met
I
you.
told you when you were like, I want to pursue rugby. I said you have a choice. You can either.
I honestly think it's the first rugby practice she ever came to watch.
It was. It literally
tore
was.
my ACL and
Never
that was-
seen him play an actual rugby game
There,
other than
like,
beer league.
She's been bad luck. She was bad luck for my rugby career. The first ever practice that she came to watch, I tore my ACL in my left
Yeah,
knee.
and then you were gonzo from there.
Yeah, that was it.
But you did play in the beer league, and then I told you that you had a choice that you could pick business, or you could wholeheartedly pursue rugby if you thought you'd make it somewhere. And I
Yeah,
left it up to you.
you did. And so I chose business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because, like, I was an okay rugby player, but
Yeah.
I wasn't blow your mind.
it's okay to not be that. That's the thing.
Yeah. I was always like,
It's also okay to think you're amazing when you're young.
yeah.
And then as you get older, you realize maybe I wasn't as amazing as I thought.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I was always one of the better players on the team just because I was always just hyper obsessed with being the fittest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you're fit enough, you can fake being really, really good. So I played on higher level teams because I was just fitter than people thought I would be.
Yeah,
So like I was like a tight head prop and it could run farther and longer and faster than some of the backs. So it's like jokes on them. Any questions?
Yeah. Why Senganga not another place in Fiji?
Because we're from Singapore. My dad's from here. So I'm from here. And this is where we're from. This is our village. And so yeah, come back to our roots, like this is the place where we come back to. So
The
Yeah, I
other
just feel
question
like-
is, why not Senganga? Come on.
yeah.
It's fine. It's not a
Like
town.
it's easy to go to the places where all the people are, and where all the money is, but you get a different. We see things in a different way because of the way we're doing things, and I feel like in the long term that will set us up because I feel like people in Suva understand Suva. And they think the rest of Fiji is like Suva.
Yeah.
But when we live here and one day maybe we'll move to Suva, we'll have this like perspective, yeah, of like, oh, this isn't actually like Fiji. This is the city part of Fiji, but like actually the rest of Fiji is like this, and it's not just like we read about it or we watch videos about it. Like we've lived it, and so that's why I sing Gaga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
and it's been good for our kids too.
Yeah, it's great.
Anything else?
Just on that rugby thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
From normally Fiji's next generation of Fiji players not looking good. The under-20 team got beaten real bad by South Africa and England.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They only scored one try. Yeah, I think we might be headed into a quiet, like probably decade and a half of Fijian rugby
Why?
after this group of players is out. Because our own rugby union has just been screwing everybody left, right, and center. Whether it's the club rugby teams here, or our national team, or our club. Like it's just, I think severe mismanagement by our rugby union is going to make it very like the rugby, like the way I see it is like the rugby scene in Fiji is not bursting at the brim with excitement. Like it was cool that the like Ranta Sevens happened in Taviuni. That was awesome. But like we should be having those. Like why isn't there more of those things? Like every other kids love playing rugby. Like why isn't there more people that like want to throw these events? Why when you want to have like a tournament or something? Like if I want to, which I will one day, and I would do it sooner than later. Like if I wanted to throw like a Waka Rugby Sevens tournament, not difficult. Like there's teams, and I said, okay, your prize money is $2,000, and your entry fee as a team is $100 or whatever like that. There'd be a lot of teams that would come in because
yeah.
like that'd be like a few bucks a person, like $10 per person to enter this tournament. But like you have to have a referee, you have to have toilets, you have to have this and that and the other thing, and it's like, oh well, that makes it inconvenient. And so there's a lot of like politics that makes like growing grassroots rugby like it's not like a fun. It's not fun and bursting at the brim with excitement in Fiji. I feel like it only is what it is because we love rugby. But like the people that are supposed to be fostering and growing rugby in this country are not. Like, hey, do you feel like anything is exciting about rugby in Fiji right now? Like in the grassroots level? Like I mean, like oh Deans, oh Skipper Cup, oh this and that. But like it's not like, you know, it's not like they're not marketing anything. They're not making us excited to be like, man, I want to go to this place. I want to go. Ooh, okay, next like 3 weeks from now, Subra like it's gonna be this. Like, I don't know what the heck is happening in the local rugby scene, right? So like, kids want to.
We're both like, what's going on?
When I was their age, when I was like 11, 12, like we had the Northern Sharks up here in Vanuatu, and you had players, I think like John Prasad was playing at that time, and it was like, everybody, huh? Jack Prasad, eh? Jack Prasad, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you just know a John Prasad.
I know John Prasad, yeah, sorry, Jack Prasad. I just remember like, it was like, whoa, Jack Prasad, like a crossover like player from another like ethnicity, and it was just like, it was exciting. Everybody wanted to play soccer, and all the boys wanted to play rugby. And now I feel like I don't feel any excitement. So I'm with you, Norm. Like I don't feel like, and I feel like it's from the up and up. Like there's no like, they're not bringing any new money and like spreading it out to like, you know, get us excited about like, hey, hosting tournaments and like trying to bring up grassroots rugby. Yeah.
Another question here from Dominic. Do you have a good curry recipe? Any secret ingredients?
Ooh.
I like using garam masala, cinnamon, cumin seeds.
Yeah.
Cumin seeds. The only thing I've learned is making sure that you have.
It's cumin though too.
Yeah, it's cumin. But the only thing I've learned is you want to have cumin, mustard seed, and fennel in it. I don't know the actual like terminology for that in Hindi, because those are called different things.
So you want? What are you saying?
Mustard seed and fennel.
Mustard seed, sarso.
Yeah, that's right. And then
Cumin.
Cumin, but what is
Jeera.
fennel?
Fennel. That's the little brown seeds.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
bit long one.
No, that's
No,
cumin.
That's cumin.
That is.
Or the hard one. A bit hard.
No, it's little
That-
white or like beige kind of looking seed. Fennel. I don't know. But anyway, and then the thing that I read when you're frying those like spices, that you should always start with cumin, fennel, and mustard seed before you put anything else in, and get the aromas going through those seeds first, and then you add your others. Not garlic, not ginger, or those things don't come first. Those 3 spices, and then you add your garlic and your onion, and then the rest. That's what like I was YouTubing from different chefs about like the order of spices, and they said that's the most recommended. Indian chefs, not just
Okay.
any chefs. So
Yeah, so we start with onions, garlic.
no, he said fennel, cumin, and
Who?
the Indian chef.
No, what would we do? He's asking for a recipe.
Oh.
I'm just saying, like usually I put
You
in
normally start, yeah.
I put in the onions, then I put in the jeera or the cumin. So onions, cumin, garlic. After that, put your fennel seeds and your mustard seeds, and then the curry powder and turmeric
Masala.
if you want. Masala, I don't put masala in the curry. I put masala on the meat. So I like
like
if
when
I
it's
make a
marinating.
chicken curry, then I'll cut up the chicken or the chicken pieces that you have, and I'll sprinkle the masala on the chicken, and then let it sit for I don't know 10 minutes or half an hour or an hour.
And the biggest difference in curry is when you have curry leaf.
Yeah.
Not just curry powder, but curry leaf.
Yeah.
That makes a huge difference in it. Yeah. But honestly, sometimes you still go over to people's homes that are just like, some aunties that are like such good cooks.
Oh yeah, you still can't.
It's still just like you can't quite get there.
I don't know. Your lamb curry is getting pretty good though.
Yeah,
Mosquito.
it is getting good. Finally, I cook lamb curry. I've been watching John for a long time, and other women at their houses, just watching them cook, and then watching like YouTube things on it. So I did my first lamb curry the other day, and it was not bad.
Yeah, you did that one.
Yeah,
It was good. Yeah, it was
I thought
really
it
good.
was you
yeah.
that cooked it.
It's because I've been like just watching, but it's also strategic because then John always cooks that meal.
Yeah.
So I haven't really wanted
So
to like.
John's.
That's
specialty.
John's day to cook. Oh, guess what, honey? We're having lamb curry.
John.
You're cooking.
Yeah. Yay! Thank you.
Question from David. You recently visited my birthplace, Devin. Out of 10, where would you rate it?
Out of 10.
Like out of 10 in Fiji.
So it depends what we're saying, or like what angle we're coming at it from. What?
You just make it so hard to rate things.
We're starting to answer questions.
Are we rating off of luxury, enjoyment, fun?
Well, are we related?
Are we relating it out of like if
Like
we
natural
stayed in
beauty? Are we relating it out
Yeah,
of
let's
like
rate it off
rating
of-
it off of accommodations, rating it off
No,
of like ease
you
of access?
can't rate it off of accommodations because Taviuni has
Okay.
a variety of accommodations.
Okay.
Between like if you had to stay in Nandi generally,
Okay.
Suva generally, Savu Savu generally, or Taviuni generally, where would you pick?
If you're going to choose to come to Savu Savu or Taviuni, I would pick Taviuni.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
There was just more to do. That was clear that that's what you could do.
Yeah.
I feel like Savu Savu has a lot of fun, adventurous things that you can do, but you got to know about it, got to know somebody that knows about it, or you just like
Yeah.
got to ask around.
I would come to Savu Savu if you're going to go fishing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who don't want to go fishing. Or that's not the point of their holiday.
Yeah.
And so
And
I would recommend
like,
Taviuni.
Taviuni was like a 9 out of 10, I would say. No, 8 out. I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 8 out of 10 and be like more harsh. Only because some of the roads were pretty brutal. So that's why I'd give it an 8, not a 9, just because the road condition and the ferry sucked. So
Yeah.
if you fly, then I'll give it a 9. But if you take the ferry, it's definitely an 8.
Yeah.
The ferry is rough.
If you have to taxi around, I would probably actually pick Savu Savu then, I guess, because there's more things closer to each other. Taviuni is really spread out, so you're going to spend
Yeah.
a lot in like just going to see the sites. Like,
But they didn't ask about cost. They're just
can
asking
you just simplify the
about...
question?
I think Taviuni's better. I think all around, it's got like, well, but also we had like Tui with us, and he knows where this really cute ice cream parlor was, where they did like gelato and stuff. Gelato or what is that?
Are you
Sorbet?
giving Tui credit for this? I thought we just drove by it. I thought I
No.
drove by it as
Tui
a driver.
said, you guys want to go for ice cream. This is the ice cream spot.
But then I stopped.
No, we're not crediting you for
Okay,
anything.
fine.
Tui
Yeah.
also told us a blowhole was 20 minutes and it was an hour 20. So
Yeah.
we will not credit him for everything.
And how about Koroi? How about Koroi?
Kroy just didn't show up. Probably someone with ribs and long hair.
One of his Decepticons.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with.
Koroi was MIA with a Decepticon.
And the whole time we were there, the kids were like, Isa Kroy, Isa Kroy's missing out. Oh, look at this view. Oh, Kroy. Yeah.
So you're saying if you had gone to Boma, stash rating would have been 10-10.
I have been there. Isn't that where we
You
went?
have been there, yeah.
We've been there. We've been to Taviuni once before when we were first time to Fiji. I think,
The
or
place
second
where I
time.
really want to go is to the waterfall that falls into the ocean.
You know what? It's not
Yeah,
as good
indeed.
anymore.
No.
I Googled it. It's not into the ocean at all. It's like onto a patch of rocks now. It's not as cool anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
But you can see the waterfall falling into the ocean from the ocean.
It doesn't look like that on Google.
No?
Because that rock is just by the ocean. Just down to the ocean.
But like a cliff where water comes out, like right by the ocean?
I don't know. I'm glad we went to like this little island and went snorkeling. Such good snorkeling. Such
Yeah,
a
it was
nice
good
little beach with
snorkeling, yeah.
shade and nice sand, and it was like so cheap. He just charged us like $150 to go across.
So cheap, dude. I
For
thought...
a tourism thing, for a tourist thing, that's pretty cheap. Yes, that's a rip-off locally. But for a tourist
Dude,
thing...
I was like, I'm gonna pay $150 to go out here, bro. I'm like, dude, you're making money today.
Well, obviously he's making... Do you have a boat, though? Do you
Huh?
have friends there? No, you do not. You are a tourist, so you pay the money. That's the point.
Yeah.
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 You have no connection. You're not in the inn there.
You know me? You know who I am? I'm Jonathan.
And what do you say? Give me that discount.
John Kim.
I'm broke.
Yeah, but he was good business opportunity.
Well, if you were him, would you charge 150? Let me ask you that way. If you were the boat driver and you could charge 150, or you could charge them $60, what would you charge?
Oh no, if I knew you could charge 150, I'd charge 150.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, no more talking. Pay the man his
I just
money.
don't think any local person would ever
It's
pay
not for
that.
locals. It's for tourists. And local people that are coming
but
to
like
be
local
tourists,
tourists.
local tourists would come pay that.
I guess locals have
I don't
their
know,
own
man.
boats to, like,
I'm trying to picture like my friends going up there, like, and
Anybody in Fiji that holidays, that actually goes for a holiday, has some money,
they will pay.
they'll pay. People
Yeah.
that don't have money don't holiday.
all right, fine, whatever.
We don't holiday
Be
when
broke
we don't
and
have
don't
money.
holiday.
Yeah. That is, it is what it is.
But
Darth Vader died. They are awaiting notification of next to Anakin.
yeah.
Is that Norm?
No, no.
He's so like observant.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah. My mom, I was wearing, no, not quite this outfit, but I had like a green suit on. And my mom looked at me when she's here. She's like, so matching in Fiji is really not a thing.
Why?
Because she was judging what I was wearing.
Oh, really?
She was like, oh my gosh, what are you wearing?
What did Fiji?
Like, Mom, chill. Yeah, this outfit was not my mother
You
approved.
need some more questions?
Yeah, no. Just David and I are just saying thanks. Is it?
Thank you.
Nea, right?
No, Naya.
It's
Naya.
It's Naya.
Yeah.
So I leave for
He
Canada
wants,
on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay? So you guys will be alone
Mm-hmm.
eating dal for 2 months.
Oh, actually, I haven't had dal for a long time. I could use some dal.
Just kidding.
Do it.
Tui's aunt is coming to feed you, so you think you'll be fine.
Is that her? Is that her thing? Is she a good cook?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if she's a good cook. She knows how to cook, so you will not
Dude,
starve.
I've had some people make me dal, and it's like,
Oh yeah. Well,
oh, this is
I
really
have
bad.
had some really bad dal, which is surprising. Like,
There was that one person we had working for us.
could
was
not
like-
make dal for save their life.
You know, you have to like put salt and like turmeric and onions
You
in there,
didn't
right?
just boil the peas.
That's why I was like, oh, you just boiled peas for like 4 hours because it was just like it was just like it's what you imagine when you dive into a marina. Like it's just like 5 feet of silt on the bottom and just kind of not clear water, and you just kind of like your spoon like hits the bottom without any really resistance.
Yeah.
You scoop it up and it's a bit of like
But I'm
protein.
gonna be honest, I'm still thankful that she made it because it was like days where we're so busy when we get home and there was something
Yeah,
already
right.
made.
I'm
So
just
I was
complaining.
like, just salt it.
Yeah.
Just deal with it. But you guys will be fine, I'm sure.
We'll miss you.
I know you will.
This was
I
fun.
miss you too. Yeah, this was fun.
Fiji Airways now have direct 11-hour flights from Fiji to Vancouver.
Oh yeah, I got screwed. I went to go book my flights and they didn't have the direct flight available. They just had through Los Angeles. And so I was like, shoot. So I had to go through Los Angeles. I think I have like above 20 something hours of travel to do when I go.
Then like 4 days later.
Yeah, and then 4 days later I rechecked them and they had a direct flight and it was cheaper.
And on the same day.
Yeah, and on the same day. And then I called in and then they said for me to change flights it'd be another $400.
But the saving would be like what? 300?
What? Oh yeah, the flight was way cheaper, and they said, "Well, it doesn't matter what you find online." I'm like,
So this doesn't make any sense to me. Like Fiji Airways brings in these flights, like going to Vancouver, and we've had to like cancel and like cut things off in the past. And so it's like, if you want to have a successful route, why are you putting these flights in your schedule like 2 weeks out from the date of the flight? People don't travel from Canada in the U.S. to Fiji
2
on like a
weeks.
2 week notice. This is like something you think about for a long time, and you get your travel agent to book it like 6, 7, 8, 9 a year out
Yeah.
from your travel date. And so like you can't run a direct flight from Nandi to Vancouver and be like, and then I don't know if you're going to, but then complain or like it not be full, because it's like we tried to book a direct flight, there was nothing, so we booked through LA, and then like a few days later, like a week and a half out from the actual departure date, they add a flight. And it's like,
That's so mad.
what?
I'm like, now I have to travel forever. And I would be so happy to promote the Canada Direct flight. I love that flight. I'm thankful for that flight. I'm so happy they finally got that flight. And we've had to do this Los Angeles trip forever. It's so long. It's so tiring. It's so expensive because you have to stop in Los Angeles and you're hungry. And it costs you like an arm and a leg to eat there. And you have to hike like 40 minutes across that airport to get to the right boarding. I hate going that way.
Yeah.
Like, I need to get wheelchair service if I'm doing this.
Oh my gosh. No, you need to walk.
I'm gonna have the heaviest bag going through.
Why?
I've got Cava, and I have to bring my parents' mat with me.
Oh.
So I have to drag that bag
thing's not heavy,
40
though.
minutes across the airport. It is
What are you
heavy.
taking?
Backpacks. I'm gonna take your big black bag.
And
The douchebag.
Gok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we should send all this. I don't know. It's a bit
I better
strong
get the
for me.
direct flight home because I'm probably gonna have like 2 suitcases
Oh, yeah.
on the way
Yeah, on
home
the way
and
home.
like be like packed down with my backpack and everything I can carry. John and I did that when we moved here. Remember, we had, I think, 6 suitcases, and we had the kids, and they were like 3.5 and 1.5, so they couldn't like walk that distance, and like a bunch of backpacks and stuff. And like we walked 40 minutes the wrong way in the Los Angeles airport. We were following the Fiji rugby team, and they went the wrong way.
That's right after the Vancouver Sevens.
Yeah, and you had Aliki on your shoulders, Seven the carrier, and you were carrying the trolley, and then I had all the carry-ons and backpacks and everything, and we were just like huffing it across, and then the security guard's like, you went the wrong way, it's 30 minutes this way, and we were like, oh no. It's very devastating.
The worst.
This is the worst. Yeah, I almost cried. I was like, I can't do it.
So travel with 30 pounds extra of emotional luggage.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
And then what do you get after that? Emotional damage.
Oh gosh.
No? Sorry, I do actually have to send this message right now. This is cool.
Okay, what time is it, Terry?
It's 5:30.
Okay, John has to wrap up in 10 minutes because he's got to meet somebody in Senganga.
Okay.
Well, maybe. I'm
Oh,
confirming
maybe.
that right
Okay.
now.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Just giving you all a heads up
Yeah.
for what could happen. John will just stand up and start running. Ooh, my legs.
I will just leave. All right.
Do you want to talk about something from the
I do. Hassan?
No.
Hassan, just
No,
try this. This
no.
is my hand.
I don't want to. Thank you. I'm good.
You can have your head
Yeah.
by yourself.
I'll cry. Cry
All right.
for 2
The
months.
abuse of
For 2 months. I mean, we'll be mixing grog for 2 months.
2 months? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're drinking.
Crowd.
the abuse of kava consumption in Kandavu is a serious concern. This would be a big concern in Kandavu. Problem out there. Calling out men to control their consumption. I don't like how this is framed for this
Okay.
lady. Mbulo, Ndukete, who leads the Kandavu Women's Association, revealed how its consumption was breaking up families. The reality is and just to be clear, I totally disagree with the consumption of kava. I'll have none of it. The reality is most men back in the village tends to neglect their families for a bowl of kava. She said, this has led to financial strain within families, especially if funds are redirected from essential needs and cost of living. Ms. Ndukete said it had resulted in many women back in the island playing both roles, looking after their families and searching for food. In response, Prime Minister urged village headmen to step up their roles. It is not our job alone as government to step in and assist every villager. We need your support, Mr. Hambuka said. Communal effort is needed. We need to keep our future and identity intact. As a village headman, you are entrusted with ensuring the well-being and development of your community. This includes overseeing local governance, resolving disputes, and coordinating with authorities for essential services.
Okay, so what do you disagree about with that?
Me?
Yeah. You read it to me and I went, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So do you disagree about something in there?
No.
Oh.
Why should I?
No, you just said you didn't like how it was written, or like you sounded when you started. I thought you were like, "Oh, I don't like this article." That's what I thought.
No. I have no problem with this article. I think.
I was like, "What's there to disagree about?"
No, I just don't like how they were like calling out men to control their consumption. It's like, okay, like women need help in this culture, not like this woman's calling out men.
Yeah,
know what I
well,
mean?
that's
Like,
a terrible way to start the article.
phrase it?
Like, no man in general is going to be like, so glad that this woman called us out on this. You could phrase the beginning of the article differently, but I think the points of the article was good. Like in community living as well, if you do have someone in charge that can direct how the community functions, then like there is a good way to function and a less productive way to function, right?
Yeah.
And if that's how society works and you have one guy calling all the shots, then call good shots for your community, right?
Yeah, it's hard like if you don't have like an actual leader in the position of
Yeah.
village headman. Because that's not like a role that's like given to you or passed down to you. You're elected into that position as a Turanikoro, and so if you're in that, you've been brought into that position, elected into it, then like you better be that person who can call people out, that can solve disputes, that can, go knock on people's window when it's village work day and they're supposed to be out there and they're not. Like it takes special people to run communities in a way that's different.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
yeah, Cava is not the problem. Like in these situations, I think like any substance abuse in general is not really like the actual root of the problem. I think usually substance abuse is like a symptom of something. Like, because a lot of times you have to solve more than just, the issue at hand, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
None touch me.
Feels good to be right.
Paulo says Katabu doesn't have a Cava.
Has a drug problem?
They have another problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all those things doesn't matter what the substance is.
Okay.
Don't
Wait,
Trace towards
why
it.
you
if it's marijuana to Cava, doesn't matter what it is, it's the abuse of it. It's not the fact that it is. Because actually, technically, Cava is a mild narcotic. It's still classified in the narcotics. It's not separate
No,
from that.
trust me, I think the abusive and the over drinking of it is a problem.
Yeah,
But like when you consume it once a week, like we do, or twice a week,
Yes.
like
it's fine.
it's okay. Or if you have a beer every day and it's one beer, like you're still getting your exercise. Like a lot of people drink a pop a day. Like a beer is like fermented barley, and it's like 140 calories or whatever it is. That's okay, but like if you can take beer too far. You can take Cava too far. You
Yeah.
can take weed too far. I know a lot of people that have been helped by Cava, or they take Cava to calm them down. And a lot of people that smoke weed to calm them down, where it's legal in Canada. And I know a lot of people that just like to enjoy a beer. But like all of these things can be abused.
Yeah.
And usually it's a symptom of like something that is going on.
Well, it's either like depression or it's habit and laziness that have developed because of this over and over again, and you can't get yourself out of that cycle.
Yeah.
Those kind of things typically go hand in hand, because a lot of times when you're lazy and you don't do anything, you actually get depressed, and then you continue
Like,
on with that.
I put it to this lady here in this
Article?
where the problem is women end up playing both roles. where they have to look after the family and go find food. But like, what if marriage is actually meant to be more than just roles that we play inside of a family structure? Because like if all we break marriage down to is just like you provide food and I look after family, or you provide income and I cook the food, then that is broken at its core. Then I still, as a human being, I'm looking for a relationship part of this marriage. I'm still looking for a relationship in general. And so I think we also have to teach people like what actual relationship looks like. Like being a man and a woman under God is also about confiding in each other. It's also about knowing how to have conversations. It's also about, raising your children to, be good human beings that contribute to society. It's about laughing together. It's about being each other's best friend. It's not just about these roles that we have in Fijian society a lot, where like you are the provider and I am the cook. I look after the kids, you go to the farm. Like if that's all it is, then yeah, I'm still looking for a relational outlet to go and tell stories and talanoa. And like if you're not the person that if that's a problem, well then maybe the women should engage. Hey, why don't me and you sit down and have a basin in our house together tonight? There was a family who was living in. I thought it was so cute actually. There was a husband and wife who lived in this village before they moved overseas, and often they would be you'd see the tambudangi like in the kitchen, and you'd go there and there's just him and her sitting in the kitchen just having a baby mix together, and I was like, that's awesome, like
Yeah.
because like.
Well, I like them as a couple. I would say like a lot of people actually in the community didn't approve of how they were functioning, but I looked at their relationship and thought they probably have the strongest relationship because they would go fishing together. They do everything together. Like
Go down the laundry together.
Yeah.
And then like
they're really
that's
cute.
why I'm saying like
Yeah, they're gone now.
kava consumption is not the problem. Like necessarily it has become a problem. But if you were to consume kava with like your wife, instead of going and hanging out with your buddies or your cousins and brother-in-laws and tabales every night, then maybe like the kava is actually less of a problem. It's just like who you end up spending all your time with.
It just depends on how much, John, that
Yeah.
they're drinking. Because part of the issue is that they're saying they're drinking so much that their
But there's
wives...
two sides.
No, don't. We were having this argument earlier. Do not. Like if your husband is drinking and doesn't get up the next day to work and feed your kids, as a mother, all you care about is your children. So you are not going to be fulfilled by sitting and drinking kava with him when he does nothing for your children, or you're going to go, that was nice talking to you, but I have zero respect for you now because I have children to feed. And they're a priority over you because you're just sleeping. Like if that was the situation, your relationship will not get better because you're still a lazy butt and I'm still
Just to be
having do
clear,
everything.
we agree that this relationship is more important than the relationship with like mom and kids or dad and kids.
Yes, but
Like,
in the
'cause
moment...
if this is good, if me and Stephanie are good, then like we're good with the kids.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
But if you were a lazy slob and
Yes.
just slept in every day and did nothing and our children didn't have anything to eat, I would care more for them and their well-being than I would for...
Well, because I can't even care for myself
because
at
you
that
would,
point.
yeah. So why you would have to be a participating, functioning person
Yeah.
to have value in that,
Yeah.
right? And I think that this article is trying to state that like these women are not getting anything. That's a little rough. And women are doers. They always say, a lot of people always say, women will always volunteer. You actually have to have women that don't volunteer and men to step up because men will step back and women will always volunteer, right? So if their husbands are not stepping up, then the women will go do it,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You guys are also human beings.
Oh, well, if you want to go, wow. Don't even. I'm just going to...
I'm agreeing with you.
Yes, that is why men should lead their families. Otherwise, you end up with governments dictating.
Yeah. Well, and I think the government's allowing this kind of, or I don't know if they're allowing, but I think this article is also written because, like, if you have a man staying at home, he's probably on welfare. The government's saying, we don't want to support all these people.
No,
Like-
that's not what he said.
But read at the bottom.
Our job alone as a government is just that It is not our job alone as a government to step in and assist every
Exactly,
villager.
assist every villager, meaning unemployed villagers that cannot provide for their families. The government's job is not to assist every villager. So financially,
I don't know if he's strictly talking about financially, but okay.
but they're,
yeah,
they're
partially, yeah.
complaining that the women are having to go out and make money, right?
No, because I don't know if there's a lot of employment opportunities in Kandawu.
Oh.
I think they're just talking about literally providing for your family, like going fishing. Like when men should be going fishing or going up to the farm, they're just drinking and they're sleeping in, and the women end up having to go.
Yeah, same. That's still work. That's still work.
I'm just explaining.
Okay, just saying.
Yeah, I'm just helping.
Cool down.
Okay,
cool down,
okay.
guys. Cool down.
You will fight.
Cool down, man.
Sexist. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. That's good.
Let's go.
No, yeah.
You're cooking tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
Let him cook, baby. Let him cook.
Yeah, maybe you should cook until Monday. It's my last few days. Just let me enjoy Fiji.
Come on.
It'll
It'll be the opposite.
She's
So you're going on Monday, you have to cook from today till Monday.
Yeah.
Because you'll be...
Oh
Until
no,
you're farewell.
no, it doesn't work like that. Because I literally found someone through TUI to cook for you people, because you guys could not survive.
What do you
without
mean,
it.
you
Hey,
people?
From today.
Yeah, you people.
What do you mean, you
You
people?
people. TUI was like, oh no, you're going. We're just gonna eat dal for
You
2 months.
people.
I mean, you people.
Sister saying,
You'll be eating raw.
Yeah.
reading that article will make me drink Cava harder.
No, no.
And he's also saying, Steph is wearing the high ground. You know,
No, I don't get that.
Of Star Wars?
I have the high ground.
Is that when they were
Revenge
doing?
of what Sith?
No, I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
And you can't. Can you? Have you even watched Star Wars
Like,
stream?
wait, okay, let me
Oh, he
read this.
Googled it.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, don't believe
Revenge
anything
of the
that.
Sith.
Oh, I was like, don't believe anything too.
I
You've
have
never
the
even
high
watched Star
ground.
Wars.
Is that how it goes? I don't know how it goes.
I'm actually a lot more familiar with like the first three, the classics. That's what I grew up with. Anakin's obviously like a newer character, but Tui has not seen any.
Yeah, no.
But I
Fiji
guess
Airways crowned best airline for second consecutive year. So, for the second consecutive year, Fiji's national carrier was recognized as the best airline in Australia and Pacific in the prestigious Skytrax 2024, blah, blah, blah. So, that's pretty impressive. That's cool. They're doing us proud.
And I'll give you all a tip if you're flying somewhere internationally. You want to get a
I'll give you a
gluten-free.
tip.
No.
Sorry.
Shush, you know nothing. Gross. Gluten-free, or you want to get
Oh, yeah.
a vegetarian meal, because those come out way before everybody else's food. So everybody else gets served
If you
their
travel on
food.
Fiji Airways, get gluten-free or get
Yeah.
vegan.
Nope,
because
it's vegetarian. It's not
Vegetarian, because they will serve the gluten and vegan meals first.
Vegetarian meals.
Vegetarian.
Eat one vegan.
Yeah, because I did that last
What's the
time.
difference between vegan and vegetarian?
So vegetarian is no meat, vegan is no animal products.
Oh, so no.
So no, like-
eggs.
Yeah, can't have anything, even honey. Some people that are very strict,
Oh.
because that is an animal byproduct. No dairy, no nothing.
And pescatarian?
Pescatarian is a vegetarian, but they
Eat
still
fish?
eat fish. Yeah. I'm like Google for you, honey.
What are you gonna be
Sure.
eating?
What am I gonna do without you?
Oh, I can't wait. First
You're
thing,
going keto.
I'm getting sushi. Well, I have a few days to
What?
eat.
Now it's gone a few days.
Yeah, I already told you.
You said 2.
Yeah. Oh. That's what few is. Okay, a couple. I always say a few when I mean 2. And John always, like, has a little
It takes
issue.
me off so much.
Anyway, I'm having sushi. That's on the list. I'm going to try and get Japadog when I land in Vancouver.
What's the best?
Oh, that's a cheat day, that is?
Sushi.
That's one of your cheat days? Fun day?
No, it's not, because I'm flying.
Oh, okay.
Can do.
Ilan mas?
No.
And then
Sama. Garis road.
craft dinner is on the list. And at least like a good Costco hot dog. Like
Yeah.
that has to make it. I don't know. Probably sushi twice. That's probably what I'm going
Yeah.
with. Sushi twice. Yeah. Worth it.
Have fun.
So good. Can't wait. Oh, the worst part is going to be I'm going to try and eat really healthy when I'm there. And when I go to my sister-in-law, she always has this thing called tuxedo cake in her house.
But you can't have any.
Oh, it's my
What?
favorite thing. It's called tuxedo cake. And it's like this layered, creamy delicious ganache cake. Oh my gosh, you could just die. That cake, no one in Fiji has had a cake that good. That cake would blow your minds. It blows my mind. You haven't had a lot of cake. So, and it's at Costco.
Oh.
Dude, it's the bomb.
So Gaundar got a new truck. Ship.
No, a boat. Yeah.
Well, a 29-year-old boat.
29 years old.
29 years old.
Ready. Lady die.
Oh,
Where's it
I
from?
clicked on Gaundar Shipping Fires 18 staff.
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay,
you can
shoot,
read that
that's the
too.
wrong one.
You can read that.
Did you get your message? Your meeting is
No.
happening?
No, it's not.
It's
Right.
not.
Well, he hasn't messaged me, so it was.
Well, you should probably call him.
Huh?
You should probably call him. It's not a great meeting.
You want to
to
go call him
miss.
for me?
Sure.
There's a comment from.
No, just go. I will continue, and you can go call him.
There's a comment from Sisa.
Yeah.
Fiji Airways only got the position because they must follow all the overseas travelers on their flights. Locals don't get half that experience.
Okay. Well, if that's what you is that actually your the honest review? Like, because if it is, then that is true for you. Then, like, that's legit. There's a lot of people have been accused of that. Like
What?
companies.
Companies?
hotels,
Yeah.
tourism.
I could
I
see
think
that.
it's all over. Even the shops. They
Yeah.
don't get the same experience. You're entering a shop.
Why? How so?
Actually,
Here, take this mic. We'll talk.
Like,
Oops, sorry.
I've seen it firsthand when like tourists come in.
What you see?
It's a different experience that they get. The kind of customer service.
Like, how does it look? Like in a Jack's, or is that what you're talking about? Like a nice store or any store?
Okay, I worked in a hotel, right? In a resort, and I've seen it when locals come in.
Yeah.
It's not the same, like the attention
Yes.
that the workers, the staff at the resort give to the locals, whereas for the tourist, it's a different kind.
Yeah. I can see that.
And if you're a local going in and you're seeing that, it's like, why I'm not getting that kind of service?
Yeah. But also, the other thing that you have to take into account is if you're local, you have to demand it. Because if a foreigner was not getting good service, they would hear about it. So that's the other thing, like, I'm not discounting that. They would definitely probably get treated not as well. But people need to start demanding the treatment to be as well. Because if I go to a restaurant, naturally, I was taught growing up to complain. When I do not get what I want, or if there is a hair in the food, or they give me something that looks like garbage to me, I'll be like, look at the manager. What is this? Or if it takes more than 20 minutes, I'm like, why are you not giving this to me for free? How dare you take 20 minutes? Yeah. When I was in Momi Bay, I was sitting beside a guy that his food took an hour. He was having an absolute meltdown on the staff. He called the manager over. She had to sit down, and he lectured her for 15 minutes straight. It was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for him, but that is also like, culturally, I would never do that excessively. But we're still taught to complain about bad service. Where here, people get bad service, and then they go, I guess I'm just getting treated poorly. We're like, you kind of have to say, no, you don't get to treat me like that. What is this garbage? Yeah. Right? Because you're paying. Your money is as equal as the tourist. So it's not good, but you do have to say something. Because if you don't say anything, it will never change either. That's the other thing. Not right, just needs to eventually change. And if the staff thought, when you were going into the hotel, if you went to that hotel, Tui, and paid full price, and you hadn't worked there before, if the staff thought that they could treat you with less attention, they would do it because it's less work for them, okay? If they thought that you were going to rip them a new one and make a fuss and make them look bad, they would treat you better because they don't want to look bad at their job, right? It would just take you, it would make you really uncomfortable to do that. We're like, I got a terrible drink at one of the hotels when you were with me at the women's conference. It cost me, I think, close to $30 for this cocktail, and tasted like absolute garbage. And so I went up and I was like, can you please just make me a new drink? Like, throw this one out and make me a new one. So the staff had to remake me a drink because of customer service policies. A lot of people will not go do that they'll just drink the gross drink that they paid an excessive amount of money for.
Yeah, when you pay that much money, though.
Yeah, but it shows the hotel that their drink isn't good quality and they have to pay the price for that. Like at our coffee shop, we tell our staff, check on the customer, right? Make sure that they actually enjoy what they're getting. Otherwise, remake it for them,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't really matter who they are. Just make sure they're happy. If they don't leave happy, we don't get good reviews, and nobody will come back here. And they'll tell all their friends that we suck. So it's better for them to complain. Yeah. I don't know.
No, she's saying, is it though? I complain. I get kicked out. No mercy for me.
Got kicked out? Did you pay?
I
What did he say?
she was saying about for people
Yeah.
to complain about it. So he said, I complain, I get kicked out.
That would be my follow-up. If she's still on there, my follow-up question would be, did you pay for, or he pay for the hotel or wherever he was staying? Was he a paying customer
This is for the
Yeah.
in a hotel?
Fijianos
Oh.
It's all like just customer service
in general.
in general
Yeah.
in Fiji.
And I would say like the customer service in Fiji, inside the hotels is generally, like the high-end hotels, is generally good because people go through training. The rest of Fiji is not good, and I don't think it's good for anybody, like tourists or locals. For like, let's say like when you go shopping, if you get stalked in a store because everybody thinks you're about to steal from them, right? There's those things, but yeah.
Do you think there's rivers or creeks that contain gold that we can sluice? This is actually from Paul Vinoy.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah. I definitely think there's gold in the rivers here, and I want Steph to bring back a couple little gold pans so that we can sluice like some of the river here to see if there's any gold. Because there's a lot of fleck, like there's a lot of
Yeah.
of sparkle if you look into the river, and that's minerals, and so there must be gold.
Well, there are
in these
gold
rivers.
mines in Fiji.
Yeah, there's gold mines in Fiji. So I think, yes, Paul, I think so. And I want to try just for fun, just sluicing
Well,
some
we're
of the
gonna
spots.
just like start like the gold rush in Fiji, just everybody out
Yeah.
panning.
From most of them.
Just video it all the time. Everybody will be out panning for gold.
What is good morning in Fijian? It says Solomanio.
Yandra.
Yandra. Yandra is good morning. Hey?
In where? Ba? Ra? Yandra is bulat.
Yandra is everything. Like Mbula,
Yandra's
Mbula,
everything.
Like Mbula. They say Mbula, they say Yandra.
It's
Oh,
another part, the western side of Fiji.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Well, in the
Arnandra, yeah.
in the hotels in
heard
Fiji, the
that.
funniest thing, and I know they have to do it, but with all the tourists, everybody says "bula" for everything because it's the only word. And I was in one of the pools, and this waitress came up and said, "Oh, hi, would you like a drink?" And the guy's like, "Bula," the tourist. Oh, we made so much fun of him.
Wait,
It
what do
was
you mean?
really-
Like you meant yes?
Yeah, like that's just all he heard the whole holiday he was there, and so like he answered the question with "bula" because it was like a Fijian, and that's like.
You want
with-
another drink, sir? Bula!
yeah, that is exactly what happened. We just made so much fun of
Oh,
him.
shit.
Like, wow. Yeah. What would you like?
Paulo says, I've been to your shop on my way to Lampasa. You guys make good coffee.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's not fancy, but it's fresh. Blues or maroons? Blues. Because Tui cheers for the maroons, so it wouldn't even make sense for me to cheer for the maroons. Just like how South Africa is gonna spank Bandiaki. They're gonna. You know what? You know what? Huh? Sunday. You know what Jesse Creel is gonna do to Bandiaki? He's gonna get him in a ruck. He's gonna gator grip him, flip him over on his knees, pull his pants down, and spank his bottom. That's what he's gonna do to Bandiaki.
The
Yeah.
last time South Africa won
Last time.
Go.
against Ireland was back in 2016. That was the last time.
Go ask
Dana.
Messi. Go ask Messi.
Till now.
It was nice. It was nice. But yeah, blues because Tui cheers for the Maroons. Is there any other questions?
Oh, I'm sweating.
You're sweating.
I'm so hot right now.
Okay. Thank you guys for your questions. We appreciate it very much. I gotta run because I gotta go to a
Oh, you
meeting.
do have a meeting.
I do. And so I will be going to the coffee shop for this meeting.
Okay.
We'll miss you. We'll see you in 2 months.
Bye, Steph.
Come back for the live.
Enjoy your
Remember
Cava.
us.
Yeah.
Bring some goodies when you come
Yeah,
back.
please.
Everybody asks that. It's not happening.
Bring us sweets.
Everybody asks that. I don't do that. It's not a practice of mine. I'll buy you chocolates when I get here. It melts on the airplane.
All right. Thank you guys very much. We love you. Thank you for joining us
Yeah, see you
tonight.
guys.
We will see you again here on Monday afternoon. Peace.